Hey everyone, Derek here. In this video, I want to talk about one of my highest performing stocks in my portfolio for the last year. In the last year, this stock has returned almost 30% for me. We'll look at this stock in my portfolio and break down the returns. Also, I would like to share a few tips with you that I've learned over the last year of investing. Let's get started. I trade stocks on Robinhood, and this is their interface. We can go back and look a year ago, and we see that my total capital that I've invested is $35,441. Once we look at today, we see that we're at $41,960. So my return on the last year averages out to about 18.4% with $6,500 of profit. The stock that's made me the most money and where I put a lot of my capital is Microsoft. Let's take a look at Microsoft. Taking a look at the total return down at the bottom, we see that I've made almost $3,000 with a total cost of about $10,000. My average cost on these stocks was $144 and it's now sitting at $187. The reason that I invest so heavily into Microsoft is a couple of things. The first is because I really enjoy technology and I've studied a lot about Microsoft, so I fully understand the business. The second is because I think the integration of their products is a very valuable selling point. Who do you know that doesn't know how to use Excel or PowerPoint? And whenever it comes time to upgrade from those products, Microsoft has every product that you can imagine when it comes to cloud computing and also business integration and business automation. That's my personal reason why I've invested so heavily in Microsoft and gotten this return. However, there's a few decisions that you have to make to get to this point, and I'd like to talk to you about those decisions. The first decision that I would encourage you to make when you're getting started in the stock market is to understand the risk that you're willing to take. I know that some people will cringe whenever they see that 30% of my portfolio is invested into one stock, but this is a conscious decision that I've chosen to make. The reason that I made this decision is because I'm young and have the ability to cut down on my expenses very quickly if I needed to. So I've chosen a riskier portfolio by having a lot of money in one stock. I'm not a financial advisor, I'm just some guy on YouTube. But I would encourage you, whenever you go to begin investing in the stock market, to analyze the risk that you're willing to take. The more you put into one individual stock, the riskier your portfolio is. If you have a lot of expenses and can't afford to lose everything you put into the stock market, try to diversify your portfolio more than what I have here. Another decision that you need to make whenever you begin purchasing stocks are what kind of stocks you want to buy. I would classify Microsoft as more of a growth stock rather than a dividend stock. A dividend is just what a company pays you per share in a certain time period. So for example, I get about 50 cents per share of Microsoft every quarter. But this isn't what makes money through the Microsoft stock. Microsoft, I think, is more of a growth stock. The idea is to buy it low and then sell it for a much higher price later on, rather than profit off the dividend. This is the strategy I've chosen to take. There's also a dividend strategy where you purchase stocks that pay higher dividends for your amount invested. This isn't the strategy I've chosen, like I said, because I prefer growth stocks as they might be a little bit riskier, but I want to see a higher return on my money. Microsoft could come crashing down tomorrow and I might lose a large portion of my portfolio, but that's a risk that I'm willing to take. For me at this point in my life, the risk is worth the reward. This leads me to my last point. Even if Microsoft does come crashing down tomorrow, the chances that I sell are very slim. Barring something extreme like Microsoft going completely bankrupt, which is very unlikely to happen, I have confidence that Microsoft would return in value to what it was whenever I purchased the stock. I feel like a lot of people get very emotional in the stock market, and if they see a 10% loss on a stock, they're likely to sell because it's painful to watch your money keep on going down. But this locks in your losses. My mentality is, since I don't have a need for this money, I'll wait through any kind of dip and wait to sell it once Microsoft returns in value. In conclusion, I'm not a financial analyst, so make sure that you make your own decisions and don't just buy into Microsoft blindly. Figure out what kind of risk you're willing to take in the stock market and purchase a portfolio that matches that. Once you have that portfolio, be ready to hold it for a long time. Make minor adjustments, but don't sell all of your stocks as soon as you lose 1 or 2%. Anytime that you're emotional in the stock market, you're playing a losing game. If you have any questions or comments about anything I've talked about in this video, please let me know and I'll try to get back to you in the comments. Until next time.